day so far. I know that it is fairly early for me, but it's kind of late for those of you that are over in the States. And I'm trying to make sure I can see comments and questions and all of that good stuff without putting my phone in the screen. So, welcome, welcome. Hope you guys are, again, having an awesome day. So, thank you for joining. If you are hanging out with me this morning or this evening, depending on where you are in the world. So let me introduce myself and tell you guys kind of what it is that I am doing. So my name is Kelly McRae, and I am actually starting what I call a passive income project. So I've built something called the Storm Shelter, and inside the Storm Shelter is where you're going to find really cool people that are speaking, presenters that are showing you how to shorten the learning curve on earning passive income. So let me tell you kind of how I got a pigeon that just landed outside my window, freaked me out. Let me tell you guys kind of what it is that I have come up with and what it is that I'm doing so that I can share with you my content. So the storm shelter, which is where you see my guest over here, Katie, she's going to be the first guest in the storm shelter, and she's going to be talking podcasting. So I thought I would come on and share with you guys initially 7 awesome reasons to start a podcast. Now, the Hurricane in Heels, which is what I'm normally known as, so as you can see, it says the Hurricane in Heels presents the storm shelter. So the goal is to help you figure out passive income so you can help offset those costs. Why is this pigeon? Hang on a second, guys. Get out of there, you freak. He's distracting me. They never land there. And all of a sudden, I'm screen cap. She was like, can't even say podcasting. And here's this pigeon right outside my window, like literally hanging out on the ledge, tapping on the freaking window right now. But anyway, distractions, right? But anyway, so podcasting, yeah, I'm all distracted for sure now. So anyway, I wanted to share with you guys the 7 reasons why you should start a podcast. So the first reason, well, I was saying that coming soon is going to be the Hurricane in Heels podcast, where I will be interviewing people who are making their living online and creating passive income for themselves and for their families. So the majority of my guests are people who have a proven track record, and they are in most cases 6 and 7 figure income earners. And Katie Krimitsos is no different. So Katie, again, will be in the storm shelter on the 26th at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you guys want to see what she's talking about, hear what she's teaching, visit the link below me here, kellymccrae.com/Katie. So the 7 reasons, let's get to them. The very first reason that you want to create a podcast is because not everybody wants to watch. So your audience is not always going to be on YouTube or on Periscope or on Facebook Live. Sometimes people just want to hear their content. They're busy doing other things, and so they just want to hear what it is that you're talking about, still get the value of what you're saying, but they don't have the time to watch. So, that way you're reaching a different audience because again, not everybody wants to tune in to see your talking mouth. They want to hear your talking mouth, they don't want to see it. Okay, the number 2 reason is to build a larger audience. You can promote your blog, you can promote your business, and again, not because not everybody wants to watch. Those people who are missing you because you're visible instead of just being audible, is you're missing a good segment of your audience. So this basically will expand and help you build your audience. The number 3 is because the cost of entry is relatively low. Even, I mean, there was a time when you would be podcasting. Thank you so much for the hearts. There was a time when you would be podcasting and the cost of the equipment was very costly. To be able to get hosting was expensive. To be able to download those podcasts were really like, there was this big barrier of actually getting in. Now you can podcast literally from your cell phone. And to get you hear the professional podcasters, they have the bumpers, is what they call them. So they have the intros and the outros. You can buy those on Fiverr for $5, literally. Yes, thank you so much. I appreciate that, Michelle. Thank you for the support. So to the barrier of entry and to get those hosted cost you somewhere between $15 to $20 on sites like Libsyn, sorry. And I believe that SoundCloud is actually free. And then you can put those on your blog as well. So again, those create more clicks so you can convert more of your audience. Okay. The number four is kind of what I just parlayed into, is it gives you additional content to share. So when you are podcasting, oftentimes you can share that you've got an infographic, or you've got a free download, or you've got some pertinent information, or if you've got guests that they've got, maybe they've given a discount, or you got sponsors, that kind of thing. So it actually gives you another reason to send people over to your blog or your website. And again, it gives you additional content to share. So make sure that what you're sharing is good. The fifth reason is you can earn income because you can fully focus on your niche, and you can approach sponsors. So I mentioned Katie Krimitsos. Katie is a six-figure blogger. She started her blog in 2014, and she actually owns three six-figure businesses. But her podcast is one of the things that really catapulted her into the stratosphere, so to speak. She'll tell you that it's a slow growing process, but I think that to be 3 years in and have six figures on a podcast, personally, I think that's pretty good. So maybe I'm naive, but if I'm going to learn podcasting, that's somebody I want to learn it from, because she's clearly done it right, and she has an interview podcast, so she has um, talked to many, many, many women who are online entrepreneurs, and that has really helped her get her reach filled out that much more, which I'm going to get into that next. I keep parlaying into my next theme there. So the number six reason is networking. So what happens is, with Katie, for example, Katie is obviously going to be a speaker in the storm shelter. So I get to actually capitalize on Katie's knowledge of podcasting. And I also get to capitalize, if you will, on Katie's audience. So because Katie is going to be excited about what she's doing, she's going to share that out. I'm going to share that out. Other people in her audience and my audience are going to share it out. Therefore, you're now networking, you're building bigger credibility for yourself. You're helping that person. If you're giving value, they've obviously felt that you were delivering some sort of value, that they agreed to come onto your show, or they agreed to come onto your podcast. Now, and then the last thing is that the number seven thing is that podcasting is mobile, so it's safe. So while people are running on the treadmill, because you don't want them falling on the treadmill trying to watch you, no, but while they're driving down the road, they can actually consume your information. And if it's really good information, you're going to have regular followers. They're going to be there week after week, as long as you're there week after week. So again, these are seven awesome reasons for you to actually start a podcast. So I'm going to go over those really, really quickly again. Number one is not everyone wants to watch, so you want to be heard. The number two is to build yourself a larger audience. So if you've got a product to sell, if you've got a blog that you're trying to promote, that will help you to build a bigger audience. The cost of entry is fairly low. So again, you're able to get in you already have a cell phone, so you can podcast from your cell phone and get bumpers, like I said, from Fiverr. It gives you additional content to share. You can earn income because you can approach sponsors, or that kind of thing. It allows you to network with other people within your industry, and it's mobile and it's safe. So those are the seven reasons. Now let me tell you a little bit about what I've got going on over here with Katie Krimitsos, and there are going to be other speakers that are actually happening inside the storm shelter as well. So if you want to learn the basics of how to start a successful podcast for your business, the tickets for this are $12. Guys, you don't get this kind of knowledge for $12 anywhere. Katie literally gets paid thousands of dollars to stand on stage, which is why she is a six-figure income earner. And she's coming over and hanging out in the storm shelter. And not only is she coming out and hanging out in the storm shelter, she's coming live. All of my presenters are live. So they are coming where you can sit down in your PJs, get your drink, and take notes. Hey there, big man. Thank you for joining. And take notes, and not only take notes, but actually ask them questions. So that is the perk of how it is that I'm building this. So I'm calling it that, the passive income project, because what was happening here are these six and seven figure income earners are coming in, and they're talking to us live and in living color, and they're shortening the learning curve for us. So they're teaching us how to do what it is that they are already successful at doing, and they're answering our questions right while we're there, and then we are able to take those things that we've learned from them and duplicate them right away. Put those things into action right away. So Katie Krimitsos, again, you can find her at Biz Women Rocks, bizwomenrock.com. She has, like I said, 3 years of podcasting experience. She is a six-figure income earning podcaster. She has 3 online businesses that are all producing six figures, she and her husband Chris, and she is just a phenomenal, amazing, down-to-earth person. You're going to absolutely love her because she is just Katie. She's not putting on airs and she's not trying to impress anybody, but her podcast really is a rocking podcast, and she's just an amazing person. So I really do hope that you guys will go check her out. Come into the Storm Shelter. Like I said, she is a podcaster. They have a podcast fest, is what I believe it is. So she has a conference for podcasters. She has another business called tbbo.org. You can check that website out. The podcast conference happened in Orlando this year. The website for that is podfest.us. And again, her actual blog and podcast is hosted at Biz Women Rock. So when I bring you guys speakers, I'm not bringing you crappy speakers. I'm bringing you speakers that have a proven track record and they can help you to be successful as quickly as possible. So again, the tickets to see Katie and to listen to her live and to be able to ask her questions, that's happening in just a couple of days, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Click on over to kellymccrae.com/Katie and get in while you can fit in. All right, guys. So I'm gonna run off. Hopefully, if you're watching this on the replay, thank you. Please swipe and share, tap it up, and most importantly, if you are interested in starting your own podcast, make sure you visit this link. I will see you guys again tomorrow morning, where I'll have some more information on podcasting, because podcasting is the topic of the week until 426, and then we will talk about freelancing, because my next speaker for the next segment is going to tell you how to stay booked up as far as freelancing gigs. She's traveled the world doing nothing but freelance work, and we'll get to that in a few days. I'll see you guys soon. Thanks for being here. Ciao.